hope y'all don't get mad at me for last week. Hey y'all. I hope y'all don't get mad at me for last week. Welcome to Friday Night Live. Hello, I am your host, Tracie Collins, and it's raining here in San Miguel de Allende, which we are so happy about because we needed the water. Hi, Mom. Please announce yourself as you guys come into the room so I can say hello to you. Um, Hi, Mom. I didn't at the last minute. Hey, Dara. Hey, Angie. At the last minute last week, I was like, well, I had already been thinking about it, but we were out. And for those of you guys who are on my email list, of course, I send a blast about 30 minutes. Hey, Miss Marion. I send a blast about 30 minutes before the show starts, just as a reminder. But I was out, and the software that I send my e-blast through, you can't access it via phone. Hey, honey. Hi, darling. You can't access it via phone. So the email still went out, but I did post last week that there will be no Friday Night Live tonight at the last minute on Valentine's Day. So we're essentially doing what would have been the Valentine's Day show today. So thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Khadijah. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Tracie Collins, and here on my channel, I talk about all things business, wellness, and my life here in San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. And tonight, because my mood is kind of like low, like melancholy, I guess if that's the right word I want to use. Um, we just gonna have a conversation. I really don't have an agenda, even though I kind of have an agenda, but I really just want to have a dialogue with you. I wish there was a way that I could like bring people up like one by one, like on, you can do it on TikTok or Instagram. People can join your live because that'll be a cool thing to do, but um, neither here nor there. So, how are you guys doing this Friday? Dara and Angie. Hey, girl. Hey. Dara and Angie are here and doing their scouting trip in San Miguel. And it is raining. You guys lucked out, and it actually is raining during your stay. So now, child, I got my water. Y'all know I don't drink. So I got my water. I went and got my lashes done. I'm all over the place, but I went and got my lashes done. And let me tell y'all one thing about me. I may be a girly girl, but I don't like getting girly girl things done always. Like just like the maintenance of it, but I like the end results. Like I don't like getting my nails done, but I like how my hands look afterwards. I don't like getting my lashes done because I don't feel like going out of my house. And that's the one service that I have not been able to get to come to my house. And my back always ends up hurting because you're laying flat on your back for about an hour and you can't move. So that annoys me. So now, like the small of my back is bothering me. um, anyway, child. But yes, they are here in San Miguel, and they are having, getting the opportunity of it raining with us being so high, not so high. I mean, but the altitude is 200 feet above sea level. We are always dry, like dry climate. So us who live here 24/7, like now, like our skin is dry. I told Honey, I was like, or I think I told Kayla and Honey, I said, my skin look like an old white woman right now. My titties all wrinkled. I said that, just like wrinkly. So we have to hydrate from the inside out. Hey, Leslie. Hello. um, Hola, mujeres. Anyway, so we have to hydrate from the inside out. So let's talk about y'all the 92%. This has been it's kind of been on my mind in a light way, not in a heavy way. But the conversation for tonight, I really want to talk about like how are you guys focusing on yourself during this time? I did a live, not a live, but I have my LeadHer Lounge where I drop exclusive content weekly only for my LeadHer Lounge and basically the LeadHer Collective and the LeadHer Lounge. And the LeadHer Lounge is just really centered around exclusive videos about how do you build your brand, your business, all of the things, right? And I dropped a video in there this week talking about how to focus on building your brand, your body, and your business. And I want to have that conversation because I'm interested to know how people are focusing on themselves right now. I know there is things going on around us, especially for those of us who are still located in the States. And there's a lot of tension. And every time I talk to somebody, y'all, every time I talk to somebody who is in the States, may it be black, white, or other, it's just a lot of anxiety that people are experiencing. My last 2 weeks, when I tell you guys, my last 2 weeks, so I got together with my girls, Alan, Bobby, and Michelle on Sunday, and Alan was like, "Why are you so quiet?" So we have a WhatsApp chat, a WhatsApp group. Me, Michelle, not me, Alan, Bobby, and Dee. We have a WhatsApp group, and every morning we say good morning to each other. So, and we don't say good morning, we say buenos dias. And so every morning we say that. And Alan was like, "You've been quiet all week. What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "I have?" She was like, "Yes." She said, "Aside from saying good morning, you don't say anything." I said, "Well, I read all of the messages." And what I realized was last week, I had so many meetings back to back. You guys know that I've cut my work week into 3 days. And in those 3 days, I had, I work from 10 to 2 when I meet with clients for the most part. And when I tell y'all, it whooped my ass. And no lie, I was so exhausted that I was literally going to sleep at like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. But then the problem with my sleep schedule, I'm just telling y'all all my business right now. I am. I'm just don't, we listen and we don't judge. But the problem with that is then I will wake up about 11 o'clock, 11:30, and I will be up until about 4:30 in the morning, just on my phone. So Alan was like, "Yeah, we don't hear from you during the day, but all of a sudden we wake up to a whole bunch of TikTok messages from you." So and this week has been not as busy as last week. However, I noticed that I am aloof. Like things that if you see my desk, I have like all of these sticky notes on my desk of things just to remind myself to do. And then, of course, I have my notepad. And then I have my calendar, for meeting with clients. But I have all of the things that Tracie needs to do, like on my desk, on Post-its. Like seriously, like no, not that one, but seriously, like this is like seriously, right? I have all these Post-it notes. It just works for me. It's just my system and it works for me. However, I noticed that a lot of that stuff didn't get done this week because it should have been done last week and I couldn't get to it, or I didn't get to it because I was so tired and busy. And even today, this week, I'm like, yeah, no. So I say all of that to say, my thing that I am trying to focus on now is resting. Like I said, all of that to say, I need to rest differently. And I don't mean rest as in sleep. I mean rest as in turning this off, or because I'm noticing that in my busyness, I can't think straight. Am I the only one? Does this make sense to y'all? Like seriously, like Michelle, I didn't even know. Like last week, Michelle was like, and it was like, "Oh yeah, the retreat sold out." For those of you guys who don't know, me and Michelle are doing our Black Blossom retreat next month in Oaxaca. And I was like, it did. And now, mind y'all, the funny part about this is I am the one who managed the entire back end of organizing the retreat, with like the software management, like the funds allocation, like all of I am the one who is always in the back end looking at everything. And I was like, oh damn, that's how bad it is. So that's how I have been. How have you guys been? I know y'all listening to me divulge into hold on, y'all, gotta situate my fan. Anyway, But am I the only one? You guys are quiet, and I need some feedback. How are you guys doing? What are y'all doing for yourself during this time? What are y'all focusing on? So the theme today is, for those of you guys who are not in the Leader Lounge, I did a video earlier this week talking about how to build your brand, body, and business, and how to focus that energy on you. If you are a part of, and you should be, the 92%, Black women are really taking the time to center themselves and focus everything that they were giving to other people on themselves. And so, how are you focusing on you is the question. And you're like, for the next 4 years, we're resting. And I hate when people say that. I don't like that, because it should be here and forevermore. It should not, we just gonna take 4 years off. Ever since Plymouth Rock landed on us, Black women have been doing and carrying society on their back, on our backs. And this is the time where you stop and you don't do it anymore. Point, period, blank, hard stop. And so I don't want y'all to say that. Like, don't take on that narrative. People really need to be a part of the FAFO for the rest of their lives, and then some. And so this is the time where we are focusing on ourselves. So thank you, girl. You're not the only one. Energetic shift as a collective. We are collectively standing down. I've been standing down a long time. I stand down a lot, but one of the ways I don't stand down and is focusing on us and building Black women up. And all of the work that I've done, from my artistic endeavors to my, the business that I've had, that I sold, and even now, like, I always center my energy on Black women and how I can elevate us, because I'm just a mere reflection of you, and you're just a mere reflection of me. So if I look at it that way, then essentially, I'm lifting myself up as I lift others up that look like me. Gia Child, you need to rest. Trying to balance, have a lot to do at the same time. You do. You absolutely have a lot to do, and I know what that is. But at the same time, I'm so glad that you and Angie, are here, able to kind of woosah and kind of get centered and see what your life would be like here in San Miguel, should you choose to, which I hope you do, make it your permanent home. And so Dara and Angela are my clients from Atlanta. And just a little bit of backstory. They are, I've been working with them since August of last year. I want to say it's August of last year. And not only are we building businesses for them, we are also relocating. And when I say we, I always insert myself in my client's life. I don't know why I do that, because they're not the only ones that I do that with. But they got their residency since they've been working with me. I walked them through how to do it on the US side, and they have solidified it on the SMA side. So they are temporary residents here in Mexico. So that's a major check. And now they're on their scouting trip. And when I work with people who are relocating, and I don't ever advertise it. And the reason why I don't advertise my relocation services are because I work with women people primarily who have businesses at the same time. That's number one. But number two is I'm partnered with a particular brand, and I'm their SMA rep. So I just let them do all of the advertising. But I have clients who are like in New Mexico who've moved, like Carla moved from Seattle, Washington, and her business and brand, and she moved simultaneously, got her residency. So yes, that's something that I do as well. But my primary focus is business development, strategy, and elevating Black women in businesses. So yes, I enjoyed SMA, and yet there's a lot. Yes, with your new job, yes. So they are in tech, which I absolutely love for us. You see how I insert myself again? But I say us because they are two Black women who are in STEM. So if you are not on my mailing list, I will be doing a LeadHer highlight of my clients and their businesses in my upcoming blogs. So you want to stay tuned for that. Definitely follow me for that. And if you're not on my, Kayla, do you mind dropping my website as a link? Because I want to start highlighting Black women-owned businesses, and I'm going to start with my clients who we are taking their businesses to the next level. I know I'm saying a lot, y'all, but don't come for me because I think I'm tired, y'all, still. But I'm not too tired, but I'm trying to get my fan to stay still. Okay, there we go. It kept oscillating. I was trying to get it to stay still. So, yes, their brand, let me tell you something. I know my colors for my brand are black, white, and teal, and it's Tiffany blue. I love Tiffany blue. So when you see the colors, it's really trying to get to that Tiffany blue. But if it wasn't, the colors of their brand is green, like this variation of greens, and it's so pretty. Okay. Anyway, y'all having a conversation in the chat. Okay. Yes. Hey, Lori. I won't protest, but I am writing weekly letters to. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I hope you're not writing them, but ChatGTP is helping you write them. See, we're minimizing our work, but we're working more strategically, more effectively. And I'm not spending my money. I have never been a Target girly. I don't like Target. I have always thought Target was too damn expensive. I'm not a Target girl at all. Target could go away tomorrow and I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care. But good for you. Sticking with the Costco's. Now, I was a Walmart girl. I do like Walmart because I was like, I can go and get what I need for the fraction of the price of what it would be over at Target. However, being here in San Miguel specifically, we don't have, we don't have access to that kind of stuff. So it really has retrained us, for the most part, shopping local. What is this? Oh, thank you. I'm allowed to be tired. This is another one. Hi, honey. I'll be inserting myself in their businesses. So when I say them, I mean we. And when I say we, I mean them. Yes, absolutely. Now let's talk about ChatGTP. And we're rambling today because I don't really have an agenda other than I just want to hear how you guys are channeling your energy to take care of you. I really want to just hear about how you are building up your brand, your body, and your businesses. And what you're doing to focus on you and yours. This is a time to be selfish with your energy and time. And if it is not serving you or adding to your overall greater good and or purpose, then you need to just let it go. And that means people, places, and things. Okay. But yes, ChatGTP. But so now ChatGTP, if you guys and I'm about to drop my tech stack video for 2025. So you guys are going to see the software systems that I use in my business. I think I'm gonna drop that video tomorrow. And I talk about all of the softwares that I use to support my business. And ChatGTP is one of them. And I have the paid version of ChatGTP. And when I tell you, it can do so many things. So I want you guys to start using ChatGTP for more than just copywriting or writing. Yes, you can use it for that too, but I really want you to direct it inward, like personally. So if there's something in your life that you want to work on, or if there's something personal that you want to get out or get through or do away with, start typing it in ChatGTP and say, how can I X, Y, and Z? And then let the conversation go as it may from the responses. And you will be surprised with the kind of responses that you will get. Target wait a minute, hold on. The comments is going. Like Target used to be, I hate them. Yeah. But here in San Miguel, if you were here, that was a dig, y'all. And she knows it. It's raining here. That was for Jewel too. We don't have access to that kind of stuff. We have Bodega Aurora, which is down the street, and it's like Mexico Walmart, and Walmart does own it. But honey and I rarely go, hardly ever go in there. I can count on one hand since we've been here over a year how many times we've been in Bodega Aurora. I think I've been in there twice. So yeah, it's not a thing. Oh, February 28th, the economic blackout. Yes, I follow that too. Y'all got massages. You guys did get massages today. I that's one thing that I actually have to do. Um, if you guys did not catch my this is another thing. It is in I think it's in the leader lounge. So I keep talking about the lounge, but I did a video on how I staff my life. And that was the first video that I dropped in the leader lounge. And I talk about ways that I staff my life. I'll just drop the link here for people who want to join the leader lounge. I'll just drop it here. But I talk about how I staff my life. And yeah. So good for y'all. What else? Yes, ChatGPT is amazing. Hey, Eileen. Girl, I was just there a few minutes ago. I was just there in City Market a few minutes ago. Anyway, yes. So all of that. And how are you guys building your body? So for me, you guys know I got back into my yoga practice. Come on, Lori. She is dropping all of the messages in there. She is keeping y'all on point to leave things alone. I love that. She is keeping y'all accountable. Leave stuff alone. Don't spend your money. Don't spend your time. Come on now. And I love that. I love that. But I got back into my yoga practice. And so right now I'm about like 4 times a week. I do yoga in the morning, and I'm noticing that I'm carrying a lot of tension in my lower back. So I've been really focusing on that area. And you guys know I'll be 50 in October. And it is very important to me to be able to put my legs behind my ears. Like, I'm very serious. I'm not, and I'm almost there with my right foot, my right leg, but that left leg. And so elongating my muscles and my hips, and just so I focus a lot on my lower back and releasing that tension. For you guys who understand like the chakra system, that's the sacral chakra area. And that is where all of your creativity is birthed. That is where all of that is. So there's the root chakra, then there's the sacral chakra, and then there's the solar plexus, root, sacral, solar plexus. And so I focus a lot on that sacral chakra area. And I focus a lot on that. So yeah. What is my yoga goal? My yoga goal, I would say, is probably like 6 times a week. I was doing 6 times a week before we moved, and I'm at 4 times a week. And it's just because I haven't done it 6 times a week consistently, but I've done it at least 4. And my goal is 6 times a week, 30 to 45 minutes a day, each time. Yeah. And honestly, I could do that now. For some reason, I just haven't gone that far with it yet, but I will. Child, the 50 Club. I know. And it's so interesting because my 40s have been amazing. My 40s have been so great to me. 30s could kick rocks. 20s, please. Oh my God. But my 40s have been amazing. And I was like reflecting on how I have so enjoyed my 40s. And all of my friends now, for the most part, they're in some form of menopause, like perimenopause, menopause, and I'm not. And I'm listening to everything that they're saying, just trying to be a student, of womanhood. And I'm so grateful that they're sharing their stories with me. But I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? I don't even know what I can do, but I'm like, other than the menopause thing, well, what is my 50s going to bring? Like, Does it get better? Like, y'all who are in your 50s, please let me know. Prepare your girl, because I'm in my 50th year of life, because you go through 365 days and then you make a year. So I'm in my 50th year of life, but my birthday is not until October. Um, yes, I sit like this. When my legs go like this, and then I'm bending over. Like, I'm flexible, but I want to be even more flexible. That is a goal of mine. Yeah. Yeah, the hip openers, yes, them flexors, yes, are so tight. And another thing, I did a post this morning where my hamstrings, I noticed like certain parts of my hamstrings were tight. So I was like, okay, girl, you got to focus on that. But I also have to hydrate more because of the climate here and the time of year here in Mexico. So if you live in San Miguel, you know what I'm talking about. You're experiencing dry skin, you're dehydrated right now. We really have to hydrate from the inside out. So that is it. Let's see. Wait, I was talking about the legs, but you so messy. My goal is to have be able to put both of my legs behind my head comfortably. That is my goal. That is my goal. And then I want my legs to do like this. I want to do the splits comfortably. Um, what else? I want my balance to increase. That's another thing that I've noticed is, because I fell off my yoga routine when we moved, that my balance isn't what it should be. So, and I like a combination yoga of laying and standing. And lately I've been doing more laying because I'm focusing on my back. But I really want my balance to improve. So that's my goal. But I want both my legs to go behind my. So I have a friend, and she's been on here before, but her name is Crystal. And if you aren't following her, her name is Crystal Tantric Yogi. And please look her up. She's on TikTok. She's on Instagram. I think she's on YouTube as well. And her anyway. Just go. You'll know what I'm talking about. Go check her out. Go check her out. Oh no, I want my 30s to be fire. They can be. They can. Your 30s can absolutely be fire, but mine weren't. It just felt like my 30s were an extension of my 20s, until I hit about 38. Yeah. And honestly, let me tell you what it was. I had to get rid of some people in my life who weren't shit. That's the point, period blank. Seriously, because yeah, that's what it was. So, okay, 50s are great. Please prepare me. I need my 50 girlies to like tell me what it's like. Tell me what it's like, because let me see. The people that I know, they're because of the menopause thing, it's learning themselves in this new space. Um, so I've started following a lot of Black women who are in their 50s on social media, or older than 50, or in their 50s or above, let me say it like that, on social media, just to get my mind ready, to get my body ready. Like, how are they dressing? Because the ones I'm gonna follow, they're gonna be dressing fly. What are they eating? How are they working out? Like, what they doing, what they talking about, where they going with their girls. Like, that is because I'm sassy and I need to amp my sassy up even higher. So if you think my mouth is lethal now, just wait. And my mama know what I'm talking about. Kayla know what I'm talking about. It's gonna get worse. And I'm okay with that. But the 50s are great. Okay, so Limber, if you haven't had hormonal changes, then expect the hot flashes. And I'm already moody, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell a difference with moodiness with me. But the hot flashes, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, my 50s were my best. Kids are grown, gone. Okay, good. That's great. Lots of time for me and money. Okay, okay. Those are all great things. Okay, tell me the good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent. So please, like, prepare me. Prepare me. Uh, let me see. So this is more intentional. Yes, and I live a life of intention on purpose. I give I give 0 F's about a lot of things. My barometer of care is very, very low. But if you in my care sphere, then you know you're in my care sphere, you know. But be intentional with your time. Be intentional with your time. But more importantly, be intentional with your energy. Be intentional with your energy and who you allocate your energy to, and even with how you allocate your thoughts. Like, are you, giving thought to something that doesn't matter? If it don't matter, if it does not change my immediate or my life in the moment, then it could wait. So I live a life of intention on purpose. Yeah, for the younger girls. Yeah. Self-care. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Self-care, body care. Yeah. Always, especially now. Okay. Okay. All right. Ciao. Are you moody or yourself? No, I'm moody. Well, it just depends on who's on the receiving end. People tell me I'm moody, but to me, I'm just being me. But I think it's also who's on the receiving end, because, I tend to be more direct, and a lot of people don't like people who are direct. And I don't sugarcoat things a lot. I'm just going to tell you, but I will ask you sometimes, because if you on my nerves, then I'm just going to tell you, because I don't have time to care about, because now I'm irritated. And I don't want to be irritated. So I'm just going to tell you, and you're just going to have to deal with it. But if I'm not in an irritated space at someone, then I definitely will ask you, can I say something? Because I want to make sure that, if I have something to share, that it'll be received. Because sometimes people don't want to hear what you got to say, and that's okay too. I'm okay with that. Oh, yeah. Okay, okay. Is it okay? Okay. Oh, see, I'm not a people pleaser. Oh, I'm so not a people. I feel bad for people pleasers. I do. I'm not an empath, and I'm not a people pleaser. I could give a rat's ass about what people. I could care less. And I came into the world like that. Yeah. So I'm glad. Yeah, I'm absolutely loving the freedom thing. Y'all are helping me. Thank you guys so much. Okay, I really appreciate this. All trans. Okay. 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 Perimenopause, menopause, and sometimes you can feel the changes, and other times you don't know that you're experiencing it. So now let me tell you a story about Elwanda. And I know she's in here, and I know she's listening. Elwanda don't think she went through menopause. I don't know what that means for me. I don't know what that means for me. I don't remember my mom having a really cold house with fans on and the windows open and things like that. Honey drives me nuts with it. And she doesn't think she's in menopause, but I try to remind her as often as I can, you are in menopause. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Child, girl, it's over here 2 degrees in this house, and you got the fans and the windows open. Anyway, I digress. Time, yeah, boundaries. Yeah. Yeah, certain your boundaries, unapologetic. Yes, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. The boundaries things I've had a struggle with, believe it or not. I struggled with maintaining boundaries in my business. And the reason for that is because before I launched my national company, when I had my practice back in Oakland for years, y'all knew I was in the baby business. Babies don't have a schedule. They come when they want to. And so when clients would go into labor at 3:00 in the morning, I would immediately go up. And so there was no real boundary setting, at least for me at the time, because I lived a life on call. And even when I launched my national company, even though I knew I didn't live a life on call anymore, I sometimes would still answer to people outside of business hours. And I was like, I can't. And I stopped that because it would make me grumpy and disgruntled. And even when clients would go on the labor or text me, I would be so mad. And that's when I knew I needed to go because the burnout hit. I experienced severe burnout. And because I was on call so much, and I averaged 60 babies a year, and that's 5 babies a month. Okay. And 1 month in August of 2012, I think it was 2012 or 2013, I did, was it 8 babies in 1 month? And I think 5 out of the 8 came completely natural, and I never had to call a backup for any of them. I was present for every single one, and I had 3 births in 24 hours. When I tell you, so that is why I've struggled with boundaries from a business aspect, because I lived a life on call. And so now shifting to like structuring my business the way that I have, that is so much growth. That is so much growth because it took me a long time to get there. Now, personally, I got some bomb boundaries. I will look through you like I ain't never met you in my life if you don't like you. I have excellent boundaries in my life. I will say no in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Now I'll say no in my business too. But so I'm growing. I'm trying. Hola, my sis. Hola. Hola, my sis. Oh, what is it? I'm going through Perry. Okay. You're okay. And it's annoying. Yes. Okay. Okay. So let me tell y'all a story about me. And I'm telling y'all all my business tonight because I tell you, I don't have an agenda. We just on here talking. I don't know what that means. What was I gonna say? Oh, I had a hysterectomy at 38. And you're like, what? So let me tell you about femininity and how I view femininity for me. I did not feel more like a woman until I cut my hair off, had a breast reduction, and took my uterus out. And all of that was intentional. All of it. And I know that sounds crazy. Don't judge me. Don't come for me in the comments. But for me, it worked. And I had a partial hysterectomy at 38 years old, which means I still have my ovaries. And my hysterectomy was vaginally. So it wasn't done laparoscopically. I was not cut on. And I never felt more like a woman until I did those things. And I say that to say the things that we think make us women aren't. And it was freeing for me. It was freeing. Fortunately, I had a great doctor. I was like, yeah, I'm tired of this. And I think it was for now in retrospect, I was tired of the lane that I was in as far as my work was concerned, because I was still working with babies. And then also just, I wanted just something else for myself. And literally, I want to say 13 days later, I was in Dubai. 13 days later, I was in Dubai. So I say that to say, if you are experiencing something that, I challenge women, I challenge us to really tap into who we are versus letting society define that for us as women. So now y'all know a little bit something extra. I've shared that story before, actually. I don't know how many of y'all remember, but I have talked about that before. The comments stopped. Y'all so funny. The comments was going. Stop. Dark heaven. Yeah. I never felt so empowered, especially. Yes. And it was not, let me say this. I did not have fibroids. I did not have endometriosis. I was tired. That really was it. And my doctor was able to write. I had the best doctor. And that's one of the things I do miss about Oakland was Kaiser. Oakland is phenomenal. And my doctor had 2, I don't know what the right word is, but they were Indian women, Southeast Asian. When I tell you Dr. Renee, who was my primary, is fantastic. I have not found a doctor. Well, now I think I have. But Dr. Renee was fantastic, and I forgot my OBGYN, but she was phenomenal. And she was like, okay, well, we'll work it up. And we did that, and I have not felt better. The healing process was I was on bed rest. Shout out to my son, Titus. And Titus definitely took care of his mama during that time. But I was just on bed rest for I think about a week. Being on bed rest for a week, you can't lift anything heavy. Maybe a little bit of spotting, nothing major. And of course, you want to make sure that you're looking out for any infections, any signs of infection, which I didn't have any. So it was relatively easy for me. Yeah. See? So I'm not saying any of that to say go do that for yourself, but that's what worked for me in my journey of being a woman. So who knows? Who knows? It is a major change in a woman's life, but every woman that I know that has had a hysterectomy has had it for reasons of in utero trauma, meaning like there's fibroids in there, there's endometriosis in there. Doctors have wanted to perform hysterectomies because there's a lot of money in it to, so it's been an experience of trauma. My experience was not traumatic whatsoever. It was solely my decision. And I really, honestly, it freed me and I felt empowered. I didn't have horrible periods, nothing like that. I think they were like 5 days long. I was just tired. I was like, I don't deal with this no more. I got 3 kids. I ain't having no more. My kids were already, big enough. I didn't have small children. You have not had a hot flash and I'm 72. I don't know how. This conversation really has turned into the girly conversation, which I love that for us. I don't know if I believe that though, Mama. I just don't think you remember. And she has she got a good mind. My mom she's a whippersnapper. She's smart, but I just don't think she remembers. I think you may have had a hot flash or 2. Yes. And that's exactly why I said what I said. That's exactly why I said what I said. So I'm going to share a story because I know she's not going to care. Mom, I'm going to talk about your surgery a couple of years ago that you had. My mom had breast cancer a couple of years ago in her left breast. And, she toyed with getting a prosthetic in her left breast. And I was like, Mom, you're still a girl. And this is just me talking to her. So I was like, Mom, you don't need that. Your body has been through enough. I don't want you to do anything unnecessary. And I know being a woman and being of her generation where hair is important, having hair because it's a woman's glory is important. And like your body makes you a woman. And I said to her, I was like, Mom, you're still a girl. And the reason why I was able to say that with her just in her moment was because all the things that I just shared with you guys. And a while later, I don't know when she said it, maybe it was a year later at most, but she said, when I shared that with her, when I said, Mom, you're still a girl, that helped her so much in her healing process. Now, let me tell you about this G though. Elwanda is a G. She had her mastectomy. She felt no pain whatsoever, period, the entire time. So when she came out of surgery, I was not there. I flew in from Atlanta. This is when we still lived in the States. Kayla was there with her, and my stepdad was there with her. And they said, yes, she said she doesn't feel any pain. So once I slept off my high, because I take edibles when I fly because I don't like to fly. So I went to the hospital and they were like, she said she doesn't feel any pain. So everybody thought she was on the anesthesia still saying that. And she was like, no, I don't feel any pain. So we stayed with her, and then Honey flew in like a day or so later. So me, Kayla, and Honey are with mom for 3 weeks. I think we stayed in total, it was like 3 weeks with her to get her through that process. She felt no pain. If that now that is astounding, and how she was able to get through that and be like, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Like, I'm fine. So she wasn't delusional. She wasn't high on anesthesia. She just felt no pain. And what a blessing that was for her. And I'm grateful for that for her. Um, yeah. What a Friday Night Live we're having. We are having girly talk. We are having grown woman talk. That's what the title should have been, a conversation for grown women. I may change the title to this conversation. Our Friday Night Live. Yes, this is definitely girl talk. But I say this to say, like, I'm sharing all of these things because it helps. It helps. I remember when I turned 40, I had to have a come to Jesus moment because I felt like nobody prepared me for 40. And what 40 did for me was I started to analyze all of my relationships and where I was at that point in my life. And like, okay, girl, you what they call middle age. I'm about to be 50. I still don't consider that middle age. It's like, no, I don't, anyway. So, and it was my friend Dana who was like, your 50s are even better. But I felt like the women in my life should have warned me that at 40, I was going to have a revelation. And so now when women are turning 40 around me, I start sharing what my 40s or turning 40 meant because I want them to know that if they start reassessing their life or reassessing their relationships or reassessing their career, that it's normal. Like it's okay, it's normal. I did the same thing. And my 40s ended up being so bomb, like so bomb. Black 40s are amazing. So that's why I'm asking a lot of questions about the 50s. And I'm like listening to all of my friends who are, older than I am, because I'm like the little sister trying to just hear what they have to say because I'm learning. It is important to share wisdom, absolutely. And that's one thing about me that I absolutely love. I've always prayed and sought wisdom. So I seek wisdom in other women who are older than me and always pray for a spirit of discernment. So sense and bullshit. Like I want to be able to peep that coming in. But yes, I absolutely think it's important to share these kind of conversations. That's why I was so proud of Kayla when she shared her recent medical journey that she had here in Mexico. And I thought about it because on my 23rd birthday, I delivered a stillborn little girl named Taylor. I was 16 weeks pregnant and she fit in my hand. So on my 23rd birthday, I delivered a stillborn little girl due to placenta abruption. Another story for another day. But I say that to say I shared that with my children. So my children, it was normalized. Like Titus is my rainbow baby. If I didn't go through that, I would not have had Titus. Um, but it's all normal. So I know Kayla knowing that story and having been there with me and experiencing that with me and seeing me go through that and talk to her or hearing about that as she grew up empowered her to be able to share her story recently. So if you have not seen that, you definitely want to watch that video about her medical. Basically, Mexico saved her life, and it really, really did. It really did. So if y'all don't know, there's a lot of elderly people here in San Miguel de Allende who look like this. And I just want to blow at them. Ciao. Okay, okay. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. But that's it, y'all. I didn't have anything in particular that I really, really. Oh, honey, I'm glad. Yeah, it helped. Like it helped. And I just think it's important that women share their stories. I think as Black people, we have had to suppress our stories for safety reasons. And I just think that it's important as women that we get back to sharing our stories and normalizing our journey. So that way, when somebody else is experiencing it, they don't feel isolated, they don't feel alone, and they know they're not the only one. And I think that's excruciatingly important as a woman and as a Black woman, especially because a lot of our things have died with our ancestors, and it's time that we begin to change the narrative with that. Yeah. All right, y'all. Kayla, did you make the pizza? Did you make the pizza? I had a whole some bullet points that I wanted to cover, but this conversation took another direction, and I'm so grateful for the conversation and the direction that it went in because you know it allowed us to have our girl talk. We have Friday night girl talk. We have Friday night girl talk. Um, yeah, me too. I love us too. I do. I love us too. Almost to a fault. My mom is extremely open and honest about her journey in the baby industry that she was in. No sugarcoating anything, and it shaped me. Yes, absolutely. And the reason why I'm like that is because the world doesn't sugarcoat it for us. So I don't want to give my children like Kayla's biracial. Titus is a 6'4" Black man with locks. And I've been hardest on him because I knew the world that we live in, and it's my job to prepare him for that the best that I can because I can do the best that I can with that, and I think that's why my children are my friends today because I'm not perfect by far, but I was also a young mother. And in that, that's a long, and maybe me and Kayla one day will share our story growing up together because I had her when I was 17 years old. But I am my children's friend. And when Titus told me that last week, he's like, Mom, low key, like you my friend though. They call me, the other two call me every day. And before Kayla got here, we all spoke every day and we all communicated every day, group phone calls, group FaceTimes, group chats. And I said, that's the goal. The goal is for us to be friends on this side. And it just made me feel so good when he said that because that's the goal. And they are absolutely I can never do anything greater than them as a mother. I'm not an advocate for motherhood, believe it or not, though. I'm not. I am so not an advocate for motherhood, but that's because I'm a mom and I know the sacrifice that goes into it. And I think society has done, I love the 4B movement. Let me say that. I love the 4B movement. I love how women are centering themselves. They're focusing their energy on them. They are traveling the world. They're hanging out with their friends. They're living their lives. And that is what I want for my children and for women. I'm not even though I have my whole company, I'm not. Because I see the other side of it. And I think society has done women a disservice with making motherhood a fantasy. And it's not that. It is a very, very real role. And because I love my children immensely, they are my heart outside of my body. I can't control their journey and their story, and their safety and health is what matters the most. And so I know this world does not view them the same way. So that is why I'm not an advocate for motherhood. I'm not. And it's one of I'm okay with saying it out loud too. And my children know that. Like I would never want them to experience that type of sacrificial love. I want them to be selfish. I want my kids to be selfish. I don't need to be a grandmother. Grandmother. I'm not trying to be nobody's grandmother. I have a grand dog. I like grand animals. I'm comfortable there. I am comfortable there. Yeah, I'm comfortable there. I ain't trying to be nobody's grand nobody, except for my grand animals, Honeydew. They don't call me nothing, but I'm known as Honeydew. I ain't trying to have no grandbabies. I am too young, fine, and supple for somebody. Could you guys imagine that? Somebody running behind me calling me girl, bye. Hell no. I am trying to drop it like y'all heard me. I'm trying to put my legs behind my head. Why would I be somebody's grandmother doing it? And even if you are, that's your business. I don't want that to be my story. I don't want to be nobody's grandmother. No, that is not my goal in life. I said I was trying to make it to 50 with no grandkids. I might even up that now that I'm almost 50. I might try to can I get to 52? And, honey's like, it's so not about you, but it is. It is about me. It is. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. And I'm going to eat some store-bought pizza and go get in the bed and rest. I'm going to rest. I'm going to try to stay in the bed longer than 8:30. I'm going to try. All right, you guys, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And thank you so much for joining me for Girl Talk. Oh, I love this for us. Drop in the comments if you're watching a replay in a replay gang. Should we do Girl Talk more often? Please let me know. Please let me know. Congratulations to you too. You got your appointment coming up with the consulate. Oh God, I'm frozen. This is so. Am I frozen, y'all? Because this is so not a good look. All right, you guys. If I'm not, I will see you guys later. Bye.